Hello, welcome to another episode of Soul with the Love, where we explore that love is safe, and if it's not safe, it's not love. And today we have Carly, and we are actually going to talk more about the Happy Relationship Checklist, which is a tool that I created that I think can really, really help you, whether you're in a relationship right now or you are dating. This can give you a framework, a reference that you can go and check that will guide you. Because when it comes to romantic relationship, we often make emotional decisions that are not based on our highest good. That's why we need, before you start dating or if you're in your relationship right now, you can tweak it so that it looks more like this checklist. All right. So, oh, and by the way, you can download it, happyrelationshipchecklist.com. There's one for couples and then one for singles. First point to have a consciously loving relationship and feelings fulfilled is be with someone who wants to be with you. So if you're in a relationship right now and it doesn't feel connected and your mate doesn't give you the time of the day, well, there's something for you to think about. And if you are dating, make sure that you're not the one who always makes the effort. You make sure that you're not the one that keeps running after them and tries to make dates and calls and texts and do all these things, because that's telling you right from the beginning that somehow they're not going to be involved with you as much. And this is a big X. If you're dating right now and right from the beginning they tell you, I'm not ready to date right now, but because they look so good, they smell so good, you still go for them, you are going to regret it. Because often your first impression of when you meet someone is actually the truth. What they're telling you, don't try to bypass it. It's actually the truth. What do you think of this one, Carly? Have you had the experience of starting dating and you feel like you're the one running after them?
Maybe not running after them, but I've definitely had the experience of like myself not being ready to date and me explicitly saying that to a man and then them still kind of chasing and like expecting a relationship at the end of the chase, but it's like I said not ready. And the other one that you experience quite a lot is like the mask, like leaving someone's face, like they have that kind of like um look that they have at the beginning, but then slowly it slips away and the truth of who they are comes out. So they might be honest at first, but then they kind of try to like seem like really good, all that kind of stuff. And then slowly that also fades away and this other person emerges.
That's good, because that leads into clue number two, which is be with someone who has a track record of being a good friend. And the other thing I was thinking about before doing the recording today is actually a track record of being a good friend is someone who's happy. Someone who's a good friend is loving, someone is a good friend is going to be happy. It's not going to be a downer that constantly tries to bring you down. Someone who puts a mask on in the beginning and then like you said, they start changing. And that's why when you meet someone, no matter how you feel lonely or desperate for a relationship, or if you're in a relationship right now, you just keep hoping they're going to change and become nice, pay attention. Do not put your heart on the silver platter. So if you're dating right now, you can avoid yourself all kinds of challenges getting out of a relationship. If you're in a relationship right now and your mate is not a good friend, you really need to think about, why you're in this relationship. So when you meet someone, no matter how good they smell, again, how attractive they are to you, do not give your heart on a silver platter until you get to know whether or not this person is authentic, truthful, if they are a good person, like how do they treat their family? Are they there when they're going to get stuff, or do they go running? So it is the most important thing to do is to make sure you do not give your little heart, your sweet heart, to someone who doesn't deserve it. When people tell me, oh, I don't want to date because I can't trust the people out there, it's actually you. You need to trust you. That if something is not good for you, you're going to say bye-bye. You don't stick in something that's not going to be good for you. All right. The third point for a consciously loving relationship is someone who shares similar core values. For example, if you want kids and they don't want kids, you're going to have trouble eventually. No matter how much you love each other and care about each other, if your values, your basic values don't match up, you're going to be in trouble. If you want monogamy and they like, polygamy and they have a track record of doing this, you're going to get hurt. Because they could have been really good friends, with their past one, but both of them were into polygamy, so they got along very well. So they're loving, but for somebody it matches their values. If you love to learn and grow and you feel threatened when you're doing this, that's not so going to be a good thing for you. So you need to absolutely know your core values, the ones that your friends, your girlfriends cannot fulfill for you, the ones that you need to have at home with the person you're living with. That's a big difference. And number 4, someone who understands that all relationships will face challenges. Why? Because you yourself, you go through ups and downs with your own self. Sometimes you like yourself, sometimes you don't like yourself. Hopefully you learn to love yourself no matter what all the time. But it's the same thing in a relationship. When you have 2 people together, if they're going through a challenging time and you're going through a challenging time together, that's the hardest time for a relationship. And it doesn't mean that you don't love each other. This is so important. Like for me, love is like the sun and emotion is like the clouds. It's easy on a cloudy, rainy day to believe there's no sun there, but if you're on a plane, you'll see the sun. And it's the same thing when you're in a relationship. You can feel all kinds of emotion. You can feel angry, you can feel upset, you can feel, I kill them right now. But if you're honest with yourself, you can look inside and see that you actually love this person. And that through working through the emotions are guides to show you where you have the illusion of being unworthy of love. Emotions are guides to show you where you have the illusion of being unworthy of love. So if you're in a committed relationship and you're having a challenge, explore it. This is why the Soul Worthy Love program I've put together is super important for that. Because instead of getting upset and building a brick wall between you and your partner, every time you have a challenge, if you come and you connect together and you open yourself to each other, you actually increase intimacy. You increase trust into each other. It's a beautiful moment in a relationship. And that's the difference between infatuation and love. When you're infatuated, when they're going gets stuff, you just run away. But when you love someone and there's a challenge, you work through it, you actually come out of it stronger together. And number 5 is a good sexual connection, whatever that means for you. Because I've had couples come to see me and they're asexual. They love hugging and kissing, but sex is not something they want. Then I have couples who are very sexual together, and that's great. Challenges happen when one person is sexual and the other one is not. And the one that is not does not get to win over the one who is. It's important that you find a way of making both people feel loved and understood and connected. The problem with 5 is that we often go for that one first, that's attraction that we have, cross our fingers, close our eyes, hope the other ones are there. And that's how we end up in trouble. That's why I put in number 5, not the number 1. Because in a nutshell, if you want a great relationship where you won't get hurt, is you want the best friend with chemistry. Someone with whom you can open your heart to them, they open their heart to you, and there's this beautiful connection that you feel that doesn't happen if you put the veneer on, if you put your shield on. Like we put a shield on when we're afraid of getting hurt, But if you have a shield, it's the best way of getting hurt. Because you don't have the true connection. When you have a true connection, when you know you're worthy of love and you open yourself up because you trust in love, then you're safe. So the thing that we do to protect ourselves is actually the thing that creates challenges. Comments on this, Carly, what do you think?
I agree. I think whenever you're in a situation where it can be anything, it doesn't even have to be romantic, but if one person in the dynamic versus the other, they're looking for something completely different, it's never going to work. You can't force a circle into a triangle or a triangle into a circle or whatever the saying is. So it's important to find somebody who, not only complements you, but also is similar to you in that aspect. They want what you want.
Yeah, to have the core values that match is super important. And after that is about both of us being good friends to each other. And it is our responsibility to work at making ourselves happy within ourselves, not looking to our partner to take our boo-boos away, but to look for ourselves, to ask, who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? And strive to bring the best out of ourselves so that we can be a great spouse. If you're miserable, it's not so fun to hang around you. Like two happy people together, they can live happily ever after. Two people who are consciously loving, yeah, I truly believe that you can live happily ever after. Doesn't mean that you won't face challenges, but you're going to grow together. Two miserable people together, ain't gonna happen. No matter how great the sex is, you're not gonna be happy. If one person is happy and the other one is not, it creates a lot of drama. So I hope that you enjoyed this happy relationship checklist. I wanted to make sure I put it out there because so many of my clients told me how important that was in helping them find the right relationship. And when they were in a relationship, the points they could work on together to create synergy and a connection. We'd love to hear about your comments below. And if you want, I believe we have a link that you can check the happy relationship checklist. And you can also check our Soul with Love program. We have a really cool program online. You can join us. And until next week, just remember that love is safe. And if it's not safe, it's not love. Bye, everyone.